With us this morning is Mr. Rustin Jesse, who is an instructor here at Greensville Elementary School. And tell us what you teach here.
Well, right now I'm the physical education teacher at Greensville Elementary School and have been doing this for the past 3 school years.
And what grade levels are you instructing in PE?
I teach kindergarten through 4th grade, and that's each day of the week.
In your educational career, have you taught other levels other than K through 4?
No, sir. This is my first 3 years teaching as well.
Well, since you like teaching physical education, you must have liked running around outside as a kid. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Southampton, which is the county next to Greensville, and then came over to Greensville County Public Schools in 8th grade, where I finished my high school career playing basketball and baseball.
Well, while you're talking about your education itself, where did you go to college?
I was fortunate enough to get a basketball scholarship to Concord University, which is in West Virginia, where I studied sports management.
But you went there on basketball scholarship.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think we got the wrong picture because we're looking at soccer right here. And how did you come to the realization that you wanted to become a teacher?
My parents, both of them have taught for over 25 years. My mom from science and English to history, and then my dad has always been either a math or PE teacher as well as a coach.
So who in your family really got you involved in physical activities as a youngster that carried over into your adulthood?
I would say both of them. My dad seemed to have that little competitive drive that I picked up at a very young age, and then my mom also was big in sports, playing basketball and volleyball, that her competitive nature kind of picked up in me as well.
Let's see, where did he go? Oh, he's not that tall. Oh, there he is again. Okay, so at your present teaching assignment, what physical activities are your favorite to teach to the children?
I'd have to say it's a new activity we just brought to the school this year. It's called a PACER test. It was something I learned about in college and then kind of did some more research until I got the equipment to do it this year. But it's just basically a test to test our students' endurance without making them run a mile to 2 miles like middle school and high school students do.
Okay. Now, when I was growing up, we had the presidential
Presidential fitness.
presidential fitness program. Do they have anything like that still today?
They have it. It's been modified a bunch. So we do certain aspects of the presidential fitness, but we don't get into the entire certificates and do the whole 6 or 7 programs that they have to offer.
Well, I know if I was taking it personally, I would prefer it to be relaxed because look at me now.
Right. Yeah, and at the elementary level, you try to make PE as fun as possible, but still getting the right things for the kids to pick up on so they can move on to the next level.
So what's your philosophy of education?
My philosophy of education is pretty simple. I try to wake up every morning and give each student everything I have to offer, whether that's personally in my PE classroom or if it's a kid walking down the hallway that seems to be not having a good day. I try to take them to the side and explain to them while we're at school the benefits of being at school and then what they can do to better educate themselves. I also believe that we have to take each child separately as well as bring them together socially. I think too many times we get caught up in trying to follow the guidelines and curriculum that we have set in place, which we need to use as guidelines instead of trying to make every single thing they have in those notebooks the only thing we teach these kids.
All right, since you serve all the children K through 4 here in the building, how is your daily schedule with those students?
Well, first thing in the morning, I always have bus duty with my other PE teacher and some other people in the school that we get to talk to the kids as soon as they get off the bus and see how they're doing and try to make sure they're walking. And then we'll come in for a quick planning period and then go right into our planned activities or grades for that day. We usually have 8 to 9 classes a day that vary between 30 to 40 minutes per class. And most of the classes we teach the same curriculum with a few modifications for younger kids.
When you are not teaching and you're out of school, what are your personal favorite activities?
Well, especially in the springtime, I'm the head JV baseball coach at the high school here in Emporia, as well as a summer coach for either a travel team or a local colt league that we have running for baseball as well. I'm also in charge of running baseball and softball camps throughout the school year, whether it's spring break or summertime, that we've had a wonderful turnout of kids from our school as well as in our community. I'm also a basketball official, so that takes up a lot of my time after school in the winter months. It's just anything dealing with sports, I try to keep active and stay involved in it that way.
In the gym or even outside, what are the specific reinforcement activities that you enjoy with your students the most?
I think the biggest enjoyment that the students have has to be our free days. We just implemented this this school year. It's something what we do once a month when that class comes for that week. We just open the gym up to them. We give them about 5 or 6 activities that they can play. And then if their class has followed all the guidelines and the rules for the previous weeks of that month, then they get to come in and do any one of those activities however they want, however long they want, and move around at their pace.
Out of those activities that you just referred to, is there one that the kids really enjoy the best?
Yes, sir. It's definitely a 1 and then a 1A. The biggest thing is basketball. I feel like we could have kids line up from my room all the way to the bus lot to play basketball, which is a good thing for the kids. And then also our rock wall. We're very fortunate to have a rock wall in our school. I remember I didn't have that growing up, so a bunch of the kids like to climb on that wall during those days.
Yeah, I remember when I was at that age, we had to climb the ropes.
Yeah, it was a lot different than a rock wall.
If you were to be questioned by someone just thinking about becoming a teacher, what advice would you give them?
Make sure it's something they love. Teaching isn't a thing that you can just do 8 to 4, 8 to 4:30 on a daily schedule and just get away with it. It has to be a drive. It has to be a love for each student in order to make this what it needs to be. So many of our young kids are not receiving some of the help they need outside of school, which is something that kind of opened my eyes from what my parents have taught me. So I try to give that back to each student. So I would definitely say make sure they have a drive and a love for being a teacher.
Well, thanks for talking with the community today, and best of luck in your quest to become the Greensville County Schools Teacher of the Year.
Well, thank you for having me, and I just wanted to say thank you to all my peers and coworkers here at GES for their love and support. It means a lot to me.
Okay, and there's one thing we got to see one more time, and that's you sink a shot. Let's go out to the basketball court.
Okay.